Batman. The Batman comes out in IMAX today, guys, but we're going to take a look at the Tomatometer. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. Guys, let's take a look at that Tomatometer for today for The Batman. And what is it at? It's at 89% with 142 reviews, so the buzz is still pretty high, guys. It's come down a little bit, little percentage points as more reviews come out, but I thought it would be in the 90s. I thought the Batman would have been in the 90s for sure because the buzz has been big, but the criticisms that I've seen from it so far, the biggest one is the runtime, is the 3-hour runtime, and now it's built up in the back of my head. It's going to eat away at me when I'm watching it. But just to look at some of the buzz today from some of the new top reviews here, the performances are complex as the color palette. Not very, says Kevin. All right, and this is a live show, guys, so if you join us in the live chat, I will talk to you. The boss says hello in the live chat. And, yeah, I'm not going to go through the reviews and the criticisms like I did yesterday. That's up on the channel right now, where I go into it a little bit of detail. But it's The Batman, comes out in IMAX today, and I just wanted to go in and take a look at the Tomatometer and get a feel for what the buzz is today, because I'm going to track it until it comes out on Thursday for most people. But it is out on IMAX tonight, so some people will be going out to see that if you're lucky. But guys, this is a live show, and we do talk about the movie news headlines here. So here are today's topics. We looked at the Tomatometer. We're going to talk about the Batman box office projections. Studios pull films out of Russia because of what's going on. We know that. The Adam Project trailer 2 has dropped, and it's really good, guys. It's really fun. The Infinite Storm with Naomi Watts. There's a trailer out for that, too. Avatar 2 has a little bit of a plot synopsis that we'll look at. And talking about Avatar, Zoe Saldana has a quote about Star Trek 4 and if they should really be doing it or not. Scream 5 is coming out on Blu-ray and 4K. So, yeah, I feel like we're going to check that out. Because I like Scream. I like the newer Scream. And then we'll take a look at some various headlines. If we've got time, we'll do the Twitter roundup. And that's how the show works, guys. If you are watching us live, I will participate in the live chat with you guys. And if you're watching us afterwards, all of these topics will be found in time codes in the description and comments section below. But that's pretty much how the show works, guys. And I'm just looking forward to getting right into it. Acknowledging, have I seen West Side Story? Yes, I have. I know some people like it, but it's just the cinematography and what he was able to achieve with that rain sequence, and he's standing there, and yeah, the cinematography is good. West Side Story. I have a little bit of a resentment towards it. We digress here for a short second because he wanted to make that movie over Indiana Jones 5. So that's where I stand. But let's talk about the Batman and the projections. Robert Pattinson's The Batman targets a heroic 100 million plus box office debut. So that's big. That's good. That means it's going to make a lot of money. That's good. Now, what's going to hold it back from making the 150, perhaps 200 million is the fact that it is that running time. It's just theaters aren't able to show that many screenings of it. But you know what? People are hearing the buzz, and it's mostly good. And that 89% that we saw on the Tomatometer, I think that's going to go up. At least in the audience score. The audience score is going to be in the 90s for sure on the Tomatometer. But the box office will be hindered a little bit because of that runtime, but people are saying that it's going to be projected to make 100 million easy, and it's going to make it in its sleep. It's going to make it, well, it's going to make it probably by Saturday, and then Sunday's box office will be like the little cream and cherry on top of it, hopefully pushing it to 150. Let's see, a comic book film starring Robert Pattinson. The Batman has targeted a huge opening weekend, somewhere between 100 million and 125 million at the domestic box office. And that sounds about right. What do you guys think? Do you think the Batman's going to open up to a bigger fare than that? Here's the thing about the Batman. It's going to have a long running at the box office this month because there's not really much else coming out. The Lost City's coming out, I think. X is coming out. There's not a really big, huge other tentpole coming out here in March that I can think of that that's going to really have competition with it. So it's going to have a like 2 or 3 weeks of solid fare at the box office. So it's going to have its time for sure, and it's going to make its money back for sure. It's going to definitely make the sequel possible for sure. But 100 to 125 million is what the box office projections are for the Batman. That's a lot of cheddar, guys. I don't think you can complain about that for sure. There's nothing in there that makes you say, well, yeah, I don't know if the Batman can possibly make that kind of money. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think the Batman's going to make at the weekend box office. Yeah, 100 to 125. I'm hoping for 150 million though. Somebody else says they're high. I can't read that language. YouTube doesn't automatically transcribe that language. But we are going to be talking about the Batman 2 because that, if it makes that much money, it's going to make the Batman 2. And the producer just had a quick quote here that we're going to quickly look over. Because he was talking about the possibilities of the Batman 2, because the Batman 2, oh, somebody in the chat says Batman will make about 75 million. That would be a disappointment if it did. I think if Batman made 75 million, the studios would be kind of like, oof, maybe we should pull back on that runtime. Our Glass Vikings in the live chat says it will have a good run until Morbius. And Morbius has April 1st. And yeah, you're right. There really isn't that much coming out in March. So I can foresee it having some good longevity there. The money Batman will make, it'll make its money back, even if it does open for, say, like that low number of 75 million, which I don't think it will, guys. The buzz is just out there. Everybody wants to see this film. It just looks great, and they do want to see a sequel. They do want to see Batman 2. So the producer here teases, well, what will they be looking at? And one of the possibilities is that, you know how the first film here is going to be like at the end of year 1 of Batman, right? Like this year 2. But they may even skip further ahead than that. So we'll, he's still learning the ropes as Batman in this movie. That was like the selling point of it. But he's got a little bit of a quote here that we'll take a look at. This article was over on Screen Rant if you want to read it. But let's just read this quote here from him. So it's a little bit premature, but we're really focused on getting this movie seen on the big screen by as many people around the globe, and they'll hopefully all say very loudly they want more. Well, they've changed a little bit of that now because of what's going on in Ukraine and such, but we'll talk about that after this. Then all of the ideas that have been percolating in our heads, wouldn't it be cool if we can start to put on paper and kind of land? I can't say if it will. I suspect it will go a little bit further than year 2. So this is the producer here. This is the producer talking about possibilities for the Batman 2. And that's just Dylan Clark is his name. Batman was too dark and too long runtime, says somebody in the live chat there. I'm sorry, I can't. I would love to be able to pronounce that name, but I don't speak that language. Yeah. That's a criticism that I've seen a lot too, that it's dark, like in darkly lit, so sometimes it may be hard to see. And that's a valid criticism for sure. That's kind of like Nolan's films saying that you can't really hear the dialogue because it's so loud, it's not mixed properly. Those are valid criticisms for sure. And it being dark, I can sort of see that, because even the poster works here. It's dark. It's being lit by blue and red and stuff. And we've seen that in the trailer. But you know what? The Batman is poised to make a lot of cheddar here. And I think it is. I hear the great things about Catwoman. I hear great things about the Riddler. Paul Dano does a good job. So I'm thinking that the Batman, it's going to make that money back. And the sequel, Batman 2, is definitely open for possibilities. Definitely open. Okay, let's move on. Talking about the Ukraine situation and what the studios have done. The studios have decided to pull their slates out of Russia. And my Russian name translates to English Mirror Domain, to pay homage to your channel. Oh, really cool. And do you know what Mirror Domains is from? It's from, when you put 2 mirrors together and you can see the repeating images back and forth. Those are called Mirror Domains. That's where my name comes from. Because that's a long story from where I came from. I used to work on the stage, and we would rehearse in like the dressing rooms and such. And the dressing rooms have like those mirrors, and we were playing our musical instruments in there one day, and we just saw the reflections of each other throughout the endless mirror domains, and that's where that comes from. But let's talk about this studios pulling out of the Russia cinemas. Paramount, because this is going to be the big story of the day, guys. Lots of people will be talking about this. It's going to run across all of the trades and all of the big channels. They'll be addressing this because a lot of the movies are going to get pulled out. And this is one of those things where it's like with the hockey players. You're punishing people that are not responsible for it when you do this. But I understand it from the studio side here because it's not guaranteed that they would be able to transfer their money, the revenues back. Plus, right now, people may not be able to afford to go to the movies in Russia. So, Paramount pulls upcoming Russia releases, including Sonic 2 and The Lost City. Now, the Sonic 2 comes out April 8th, and I believe The Lost City is later in here in March. And that's that Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum actioner rom-com thing. And I like the looks of that. I thought it was good. And we learned the other day that... Morbius is going to get pulled as well, and so is the Batman. You're not going to be able to see the Batman in Russia, and everybody's going to be talking about this. This is just a thing that's happening in the world where we're just kind of like the international markets are just going to be like this, and the studios can't take the chance. It's just one of those things again where you're just, do we have to go down this road? Do we have to? Come on, people over there want to see these movies too, and this is kind of like the collateral damage of it all, right? Aside from the fighting and all of that stuff. But this is the fair on the side that where the studios have decided, yep, we're not going to release those movies there. And this is the consequences of certain people's actions that, we got to go down that road, and it's a bummer. So at least just know about it, that at least these movies are going to get pulled, that Sonic 2, The Lost City, Morbius, Batman are not going to come out in Russia. But talking about The Lost City here, guys, let's, if you're a fan of this trailer and you want to see The Lost City, I guess they're teaming up with Fandango to have early special screenings. That's cool. Now, I'm hyped for it, but I'm not hyped enough to sign up to see it a week early, and that's all it is here. Fandango is offering audiences the chance to catch the Tatum and Bullock-led adventure early on March 19th, so you can see it a full week ahead of the film's wide theatrical release. Tickets are now on sale for The Lost City's early screenings, which will be playing in 225 theaters nationwide in the U.S. So it's probably, the U.S. only. You'll be able to go and see it. But I like the trailer. I thought it gave me some laughs. The Lost City, it's got Daniel Radcliffe, Brad Pitt. It's just kind of like this writer who gets, this rom-com romance writer gets lost in one of her own stories almost. It looked like a lot of fun. It did. But The Lost City, you can see it a week early by working with Fandango. Yeah, exactly, Art Glass. It had that Romancing the Stone reboot vibe to it from the 80s. All right, guys. The Adam Project is coming out on Netflix soon. And it is actually coming out in a small theatrical release. I was looking online, and it's playing in a theater just around the corner from me in like a couple weeks. But they got a new trailer out. And The Adam Project is that movie with Ryan Reynolds, Zoe Saldana, and Jennifer Garner's in this, Mark Ruffalo. And it's the first trailer came out, and it showed us that it's a time travel movie where he travels back in time and he has to interact with his younger self. So that's the young boy is his younger self. A new trailer dropped today, the second trailer, and I think I will end up doing posting the trailer reaction for that because it was fun, guys. And I'm not going to play it here again for copyright reasons. So I will post my trailer reaction for this later on today because it had that levity to it. It had that that fare of what Ryan Reynolds can do. and it's got that sci-fi feel to it that makes it look like it's just going to be awesome. We're just going to take a look at some of the screenshots here because they got these people on those like hoverboard kind of things. It's like straight out of He-Man and Masters of the Universe kind of thing, and it just looks cool, like that nice mix of sci-fi, and it's got his comedic flair in there. It's got Zoe Saldana. I can't complain about that. And this trailer shows a lot of the comedy behind it, and it has that E.T. vibe to it, right? He comes back and he crashes his ship into the forest. The young boy goes out to find what crashed, and it's him, right? An older version of himself. So March, it looks great. I'll tell you, this trailer goes into a lot of talking about the chemistry between the kid and Ryan Reynolds, and they play off of each other so well. I think that's going to be like the main selling point of this, is that these two work really well together, and it's got some cool visual effects. It's got that kind of lightsaber-ish kind of thing going on. You get to see that lightsaber staff quite a bit in the trailer. Let's see if I can pull up that image here. And it's got a song in it too, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to post it here. They play a cool song in it. But yeah, they got that lightsaber thing going on again in this trailer, and I just think it looks like it's going to be it's going to be fun. I think the Adam Project, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it because it's got that familiar feel from Ryan Reynolds. It's from the director of Free Guy. So there you go. It's got that same kind of tone. And March 11th, it comes out on Netflix. I'll be doing, maybe I'll do a live watch-along movie with that, like the way I did with Texas Chainsaw. Maybe I'll do that. But it is playing in a limited theater release as well. So, guys, that's my thoughts on it. I really like the trailer. Check it out. And then later on, my trailer reaction for it will be up on the channel for sure. Artglass says, I caught myself saying it's a pity the Adam Project is a Netflix film. Big hitters these days, great production quality. Yeah. But it is playing in a theater near me. I saw that listed on Landmark Cinema site. But okay, let's move on. The Infinite Storm, Naomi Watts. This just dropped this morning too, and I like these survival type movies. It's a lot of snow and stuff like that. Naomi Watts is awesome. So here's the log line. Follow one woman's journey for self-discovery and turns into a harrowing tale of survival. For one woman's journey for self-discovery and turns into a harrowing tale of survival. Basically, guys, the trailer is that she's out exploring on this mountaintop, and the snowstorm comes in and she finds somebody. So the trailer looked phenomenal. And I'm not going to do a trailer reaction to it because it is it's bleak, but it doesn't show a whole lot other than the fact that the scenario that I just pitched, that she's an explorer. She goes out in the wilderness all by herself, and then she gets blown in by this storm that's coming at her, and it's kind of like she's taunting it, right? She's kind of like, maybe that's what she wanted to do. At least I got that vibe from it, but like the cinematography looks great in it. And then she finds this guy out there, and they got to try to get to safety. And it's just a survival story. I like these kinds of stories, and I got shades of Cliffhanger from this for some reason. With Sylvester Stallone, you know how they had to go and climb the mountains to save people, and I got a little bit of vibes of that. And then I got vibes a little bit of K2, because the guy's hurt obviously, and she's trying to bring him down the mountain, and it's a lot of snow and treacherous conditions. The Infinite Storm, it looked great. I got a little bit of vibes of K2. It's like a movie that came out in like the 90s, K2. Rock climbers. They get stranded up on K2, the mountain, and one of them's got a broken ankle and can't come down. And it was based on a play or something like that. But I got vibes of that. But Infinite Storm, rated R, comes out March 25th. And Naomi Watts, that's cool. A Mountain Between Us vibes. Was that the one with Idris Elba and Kate Winslet? I like that one. That one was awesome. I love that movie. They did that. Yeah, exactly. That's good. But yeah, go check out that trailer. I thought it was pretty good. I'll be looking forward to that for sure because I like Naomi Watts. All right. Let's talk about Avatar 2. Avatar 2 already sounds much better than the first movie. Really? Now, guys, a lot of people said that, yeah, Avatar's just like Dances with Wolves and Fern Gully in space. But that's James Cameron's bag. He gives you a familiar story, he repackages it and sells it to you again. That's exactly what he does. And so don't expect that Avatar 2 will sound totally different. It's not going to be something that breaks new ground story-wise. It'll be something very recognizable thematically that people will be able to attach to. That's how it's able to sell to the masses, because it's got a familiar plot and story. So I don't know how this sounds much better, but we'll take a look at the little synopsis quote here from the plot. Now, it doesn't really spoil much here, guys. This is kind of like what the log line is going to be from the movie. It'll focus in on Jake and Neytiri, obviously. But the plot in broad strokes will involve them being forced to leave their home and head into regions of Pandora which haven't been shown on screen before. They have to leave their home. What's happening right now? So it's very thematic too. Cameron really latches onto himself here with current events. People have to leave their home. A big part of the story's theme will reportedly be about the lengths to which people will go to keep their family together. Man, this couldn't have come out at a more perfect time for him either. An interesting concept, given that in the new story, Neytiri and Jake will have adopted a human son in their family, going by the name of Spider. Spider? I don't know about that. But you see what I mean here by familiar story threads and themes? He's not stretching for anything grandiose here, and he's drawing it back to the sense of family and what you do in audacious times when you are forced to leave your homeland. Right now, that concept is a little too on the nose for some people. Yeah, but what do you think about that Avatar 2 plot synopsis? I still trust in Cameron. The visual effects will always be spectacular. Glass says it's Smurfs in space. Yeah, I can see that comparison. I liked Avatar, but it was nothing that I really wanted to rush back to go see. I think I saw it in the theater. I saw it on TBS. And then I it was nothing that I wanted to add to my catalog. And it's one of Cameron's films that I don't go back to. I haven't. It's not like Aliens or T2 or even Titanic, where I find myself going back and watching that from time to time. But Avatar 2 has Zoe Saldana in it, and Zoe Saldana, yeah, Spider is the kid's name. Grapple 99 says, yeah, terrible name. And I agree. Why would you name your kid Spider? But it's just a quirk. It's one of his quirks. Zoe Saldana is in Avatar 2, and she's going to be in Star Trek 4. And she's got a quote out about the Star Trek 4 situation, that whole debacle that came out last week. Star Trek 4, Zoe Saldana talks making another film without Anton Yelchin, yes. And this is one of the reasons why I thought they shouldn't have made another Star Trek movie, because he passed. And every now and then in Hollywood, you hear about people that pass on from things, and sometimes, it makes you sad, but it also makes you angry. This is the one that, him passing is one that makes me angry, because he was a very talented actor and he had a bright future ahead of him. And the way that he went out, getting crushed to death by his parking gate, his garage gate or whatever, it's just just a fluke, the thing that happened. And I hate that technology let us down in that way, because it robbed it. I felt like we were robbed of his artistic endeavors. But she's got a quote here talking about the project, and it almost confirms, she's confirming that she's going to be in it, even though I don't know how. Obviously, it's bittersweet because we are coming together for a fourth time, and one of us is no longer with us with Anton's passing. We honestly feel that going back and keeping the Star Trek family together is a way to keep him alive in our thoughts and in our hearts. So she's saying that she's going to be back for it, even though not everybody's been cast. Pine hasn't been officially announced yet to come back, and it's all going to hinge on him. And it's a huge debacle, and I felt like this. They got their trilogy. They got their 3 movies made, and if they're going to make a 4th one, which isn't confirmed yet because this actors still all need to sign on, they're good. I would recast him. I wouldn't just say that Chekhov went off and became a captain somewhere else. I would just say recast him. Don't do the Black Panther 2 vibe where you're just going to say he goes off and we're not going to see him for a movie. Don't do that. Recast him. But I still think that they shouldn't have done this. Great actor. Zoe Saldana talking about if they should make another Star Trek 4. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. All right, we're moving along nicely here, aren't we? Scream! Were you a fan of the new Scream movie that just dropped? I was. I thought it was fantastic. It was my 4th favorite Scream movie, but it's coming to 4K and Blu-ray, and we got some details here. It's coming out in April, and I think they got the official April 5th. It comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. So that's cool, and I really liked it. My ranking for the Scream movies, oddly enough, goes 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. And that'll shock some people because a lot of people really do like the 4th movie and don't like the 3rd movie. I really like the 3rd movie because of Parker Posey, and it deals with Hollywood and all of the behind-the-scenes stuff. So for me, I like the 3rd movie. But I'm going to buy this 5th movie because I really liked it. It's going to come with a filmmaker commentary. Cool. It's going to come with a bunch of behind-the-scenes documentaries as well. One called Bloodlines. Catch up with the Scream stars, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette. They talk about them returning to the franchise. And Neve Campbell is always great. New Blood. And apparently I heard also that, talking about Neve Campbell, that the Craft is going to get a 4K release soon here too. Okay, what else is coming in this package? New Blood, the documentary about the new generation of Woodsboro victims. And I did like the new cast. The new cast worked really well. In the Shadow of the Master, the cast honor movie maestro Wes Craven. That'll be cool. And look back at his incredible legacy as the director who redefined horror. Yes, he did. He's like up there in the like Mount Rushmore of horror icons that developed that whole genre. There's a whole bunch of deleted scenes in there, so that's cool, guys. And I would imagine it's going to be like around to the $20 to $30 range. There's the film synopsis, and we get to like the 4K steel case book there. It's just the poster, certified fresh. And I'll get the Blu-ray. I don't have a 4K TV, so it doesn't do me any good to get the 4K release. Eventually, someday, maybe I will. I do need a new TV, a smart TV. That would be awesome. But every now and then you have to just admit that you're a little financially embarrassed, and that's pretty much the way that my main topics go. We're going to go through a bunch of various topics now, and we're going to talk about Doctor Strange. And Kevin Feige says Doctor Strange is going to be the new anchor in the MCU, so he's going to be taking over that anchor role, which was Captain America and Iron Man. Okay, what's this? Pick up the same day at the LCBO. I don't think you guys need to see that. It's just a ad there. All right, so he's going to be... Benedict has turned this character into an icon, appearing in a historic 3 of top 6 films of all time. It's quite the journey. I remember our very first meeting and blah, 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 blah. So he's going to be picking up the mantle of being the anchor of what the new series is. And apparently, well, somewhere along the lines, hopefully it's going to lead to another Avengers movie, even though that They haven't even said anything about a new Avengers movie. The boss says in the live chat, "I want Captain Marvel to anchor the MCU." I'm not against Captain Marvel. I didn't. I never went back and watched it again. It was an okay movie, but it wasn't one that made me go, "Oh, let's see more from that." Because I was hoping that she would have had a bigger impact in Endgame. That's what I was really hoping for. When she just comes in and in the last 5 minutes, it was kind of like, I wanted more. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to see more of an anchor role taken on, and hopefully she will in the Marvels. That will become a little bit more apparent. Hopefully that'll happen. And Patrick Stewart has confirmed his return as Professor X in Doctor Strange 2. Yes, he was on The View yesterday talking with Whoopi Goldberg, and his return as Picard. And, Whoopi Goldberg... Whoopi Goldberg is back as Guinan in the new Picard season, and they were talking about it, and then somebody asked him about his role in Doctor Strange 2, and in that interview, he says, well, maybe it's me, maybe it isn't me, maybe it's Doctor Strange impersonating him. In either way, it's his voice. He says he was very elusive about it, but it's him, and we know it's him, so it's confirmed. Yes, he will be in there. And if you watch that interview with The View, go check that out if you're very, very curious about what Patrick Stewart said. The View is like a talk show with a bunch of older women on TV here in North America. And I watch The View every now and then just to see them squabble and fight between each other. Moon Knight reveals a first look at Mr. Knight. And we looked at the new image of Moon Knight yesterday as well. There was a new image of a new character out. But this Mr. Knight is out. And guys, I'm not sweaty enough to know Moon Knight. I'm going into this fresh. Like I'm aware of the character, and I know Oscar Isaac is playing it, and I know that Ethan Hawke is the bad guy. I thought the trailer looked awesome. I'll leave a link to that up in the cards above. I did a trailer reaction for that. And it looks great. And this Mr. Knight, I don't know too much about. So if anybody out there knows about this character, let me know in the comments below, because I'm definitely curious about it. And it's going to be... this series just looks like it's going to be off the hook, man. It looks like it's going to be spectacular. This character does come from the comics, though. So it looks like it does have some basis in the lore. The boss says in the live chat, Moon Knight looks like a cash grab. Well, maybe. Well, aren't most things like cash grab when you make it? But Declan Shalvey says, hello, Mr. Knight. Seriously, this is nuts. I drew something out of my brain, and now it's a real thing in a TV show. Such a surreal feeling. I can't quite describe it. Well, there you go. You get to see your creations come alive when you really tap onto your talents. Moon Knight debuts on Disney Plus March 30th. Mr. Knight, guys, what do you think? New image. I'm going to watch it regardless. I'll watch it regardless because I like Moon Knight. Yeah. Oh, this one's going to make some people angry. Okay. Last Night in Soho is already, the Movie Web has this article out, and I really wanted to do a review and a segment about Last Night in Soho because, are you ready for it? I know this is going to make a lot of people angry. It's the only Edgar Wright film that I actually like. Oh, thumbs down, everybody. Thumbs down. What? You don't like the rest of his films? Okay. I'm not going to talk about the rest of his films or rag on them. But Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho, I felt was his best work so far. It gave us Thomasin McKenzie. It really put her on the map, for me at least. I really loved her performance in it. TMT says in the live chat, hi, sir. Hi, man. How's it going? And if you haven't seen it, guys, Thomasin McKenzie does a fantastic job in this. Like, I wanted to make a video just about her performance because she's got this little accent going on, and it's That's a movie that I want to go back and watch again because of the cinematography, because of the way that it's going over, and and everybody talks about Anya Taylor-Joy, and she's great in it. Anya Taylor-Joy is fantastic, but for me, Thomas and Mackenzie is the big standout, and yeah, Last Night in Soho, man, check that out. That's definitely worth talking about. Because, Anya Taylor-Joy is going up there as one of my favorite actresses of all time. She's got to be cracking into the top 5. I think for sure. People talk about who are my favorite actresses of all time. Scarlett Johansson is up there too. She's one. She's my number 1 right now, and it flip flops between her and Jennifer Lawrence. And on any given day, it can switch back and forth between these two because Scarlett Johansson can do the action, but she can also do the dramatic stuff as well. She's fantastic in all her dramatic roles, and she does weird projects every now and then, like Under the Skin. She's fantastic. I love her. I'll watch anything that she's in. But apparently, she's bringing out a new skin line or creams and stuff like that, but I just wanted to tie that in. I see that going on in the Hollywood Reporter, and if she's going into skincare products, cool, man, cool. All right, let's continue on. Oh, the boss says his number 1 actress is Jessie Buckley. Okay, and yeah, she was just in The Lost Daughter, right? Is that one? And she's going to be in that new movie, the horror movie Men. I'm going to have to keep my eye on her. The boss says Jessie Buckley is his favorite actress, or her. I don't know if you're, whatever. Scarlett Johansson, yeah, is my favorite. And any given day, you can switch between her and Jennifer Lawrence because I actually do like Jennifer Lawrence. I'm not going to rag on her X-Men performances. But talking about comic book movies here, I guess Andrew Garfield has said he has no plans to return to play Spider-Man again. That's just, you can't really make a broad statement about that because he's lied to us before. The boss says in the chat, my number 2 is Olivia Cook. Grapple 99 says Hot Fuzz, World's End. Then yes, it all sucked until Last Night in Soho. I didn't hate World's End, but I didn't love it as much as some other people. Because it felt true to what the trailers were trying to sell me. Yeah. Out of the Cornetto trilogy, World's End is the best one for me. Yeah. But let's talk about Andrew Garfield here saying that people asked him if he plans to come back, and he says he has no plans to return as Spider-Man. And I'm not going to drag out these long stories. This is why I like to put it in the various headlines, because there's really not much more to talk about when he says there's no plans. That's the truth. Everyone's going to call me a liar for the rest of my life, but like I'm the boy who cried wolf. Because you never know, he could put on the suit again if the studios want to make the Amazing Spider-Man 3, which I hope they do. Or bring him in some other capacity, because he'll always do it anyway. But that's the headline. He's not going to, there's no plans for him to play Spider-Man 2. TMNT says in the live chat, ha 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 ha, yeah, Andrew lies many times. And he talks about the people that he lied to. He talked about how he had to lie to Emma Stone all the time and his friends. Yeah. Did you see Sparks' documentary, The Sparks Brothers? No, I haven't seen that yet. Beetlejuice 2 plans. Brad Pitt's Plan B board sequel in e-development at Warner Bros. Well, where's this coming from? Is this really a headline, guys? Is this something that you should bore people by talking about for like 5 to 10 minutes at a time? No. And here's why. Today's Beetlejuice news was first reported by The Ankler. And what's The Ankler? It's kind of like this like schlock magazine site that, so they've been talking about trying to get a Beetlejuice 2 off the ground ever since, like, what was it, Beetlejuice in Hawaii or something like that. And who knows if Michael Keaton's going to come back, if he's revisiting Batman, so it's possible he could come back for this. Will it have Tim Burton? I don't know. This is a topic where you look at it and you go, and you read down to the bottom, oh, it comes from The Ankler. Well, guys, this is what you should do with that story. Crumple it up and just move on. that's pretty much the way that it's been in the realm of movie and entertainment news today, guys. How much time are we looking at? Do we have got time to take a look at the old Twitter roundup? We're at 40 minutes. My camera's going to die. Let's just take a look at the Twitter quickly here, because I just want to see what's... Ooh, they got a new Nope poster. Ooh, are you excited for Nope? I want Will Poulter to play Beetlejuice, says the boss. That would be cool, man. You know, Will Poulter was going to be... he was originally considered to play Pennywise in the new It movies. That would have been interesting to see. Nope. Yeah, and seeing that horse flying up there, it had something to do with horses. The trailer gave away that like these aliens were transforming horses into humans or something like that. It's really bizarre, man. And that poster looks like it. Weird, man. And no, I haven't seen the Baby Driver. What's this? Heath Ledger. Why did you gotta show that? This is, what did Joe Rogan say? This is dick root. Why is he showing his dick root there? The Haim sisters, photographed by Paul Thomas Anderson for W Magazine. Girl asked on Twitter the other day, why are so many people talking about licorice pizza? And it's because Paul Thomas Anderson, by name only, and that's why people talk about it. And this girl who was a singer, and now she's also an actress. Academy Award nominees Kristen Stewart and Andrew Garfield. Wow, they look slick together, eh? I like that suit. And she always takes a good photograph. That's cool. Ooh, actually I do like that dress. Moon Knight, streaming March 30th. Some new posters here? Cool. Ooh, I like that. What do you think about that poster, guys? That's cool. Oh, and there's Mr. Knight. Again, see how things theme in? This is why we should check Twitter. And I'm running long. If you hear beeping and my battery runs out on my camera, I'm going to buy a cord for it soon here, guys. Soon, so that I can just use this camera for doing all my movie stuff. And I don't have to worry about timers. Cody Smith McPhee to star in Alfonso Cuarón's upcoming Apple TV Plus series. Disclaimer, alongside Cate Blanchett, who's in my top 5 actresses. Cate Blanchett and Charlize are in my top 5 as well. So Cate Blanchett is phenomenal. Like, she was the best part for that Del Toro movie, Nightmare Alley. She was the best part for me in that movie. Let's see what else is going on here. Ooh, Selena. She was at the SAG Awards. Oh, breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. I like Selena Gomez, and I like her music as well. I do listen to her. She's in my catalog. Glad I'm here to get the Moon Knight light story. Did not know about it before. Yeah, well, that's what I do here, guys. I talk about, and I actually research the movie's news stuff for the most part, unless I'm throwing it together when a bunch of movie trailers drop like yesterday. But for the most part, I'll read through the stories and look at the little tidbits of what you need to know and such. But guys, we're back to the original story where we started out here. The Batman is targeting an opening weekend somewhere between 100 and 125 million, and that's a great place to end it out for today. It's Tuesday, guys. It's cheap night at the movie theater. Will I go see anything? I'm not too sure. Probably not. I'm just really busy right now. But that's the way that's been, guys. It's been real fun talking with you guys in the live chat. That's the best part of doing this, is talking with you guys. TMNT says here, I saw your Moran trailer. I also wait. Yeah, and I do foreign trailer reactions. That's on Mirror Domains India. That's a separate channel. I'm really trying to get back into that. I want to do that stuff too, because it's just fun seeing movies from other countries and such, and movies out of India. You got Bollywood, Tollywood, Mollywood, Collywood. I think Tollywood is my favorite, though. The Telugu cinema. Mollywood, the Malayalam movies are also cool, too. But Grapple99, Batman. Yep, he says in the live chat. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow for more movie news and entertainment headlines.